They finally docked at their hidden asteroid base. Jax and Lyra were exhausted. The battle with the colossal Kaiju on Xylos had been draining. Lyra flexed her sore shoulders. Her muscles ached from the intense conflict. Jax, ever the diligent pilot, immediately started checking the ship's status. She took a few hits, but nothing major, he reported. They both vividly recalled the Kaiju's earth-shattering roars. The ground had trembled beneath their feet. It was a hard-fought victory, a narrow escape. Inside their small functional operations center, T3R0, their loyal astromech droid, beeped a welcome. He had been monitoring Galactic comm channels. "A new signal, sirs," T3R0 warbled, displaying it on the main screen. It was faint, almost swallowed by cosmic background radiation. This signal had appeared while they were entangled with the Xylos beast. It was an unusual transmission, unlike any known language. It pulsed with a strange rhythmic pattern. It felt ancient, a whisper from the unexplored depths of space. Jax approached the console, his expression thoughtful and cautious. He was always the pragmatic one, weighing the risks. Lyra, however, leaned forward, her eyes shining with curiosity. As a xenolinguist, new signals were her passion. "That's not standard galactic dialect," she murmured, already fascinated. The signal repeated a complex sequence of tones and symbols. Lyra felt a pull, a sense of urgency within the alien message. She was convinced it was more than just random noise. It was a call. Lyra worked quickly, her fingers flying over her datapad. She began to isolate patterns. "It's a plea," she announced after a tense silence, "from a world called Celestia." The message spoke of a heart crystal. This crystal was failing, threatening all life on their hidden planet. The coordinates were fragmented, a puzzle to be solved. The source was a nebula marked on no star charts. Danger was almost certain, but so was the chance to save an entire world. Their brief respite was over. The decision was made quickly. They had to investigate. Though was refueled and resupplied, Jax meticulously plotted a course towards the uncharted coordinates. The destination lay within a nebula ominously named the Star Eater's Veil. Legends said it was a graveyard for ships. Very few explorers who dared to enter its swirling mists ever returned. Visibility would be extremely limited. They would rely heavily on their advanced sensor arrays and Jax's skill. This journey would be a true test. Navigating the Star Eater's Veil was incredibly challenging. Unpredictable energy currents tossed the around like a leaf. Strange, ghostly apparitions flickered at the edges of their view screen. Lyra focused intently on the alien signal from Celestia. It was their only reliable guide, growing stronger as they ventured deeper. Jax, calm under pressure, expertly piloted the ship. He dodged unseen gravitational anomalies and dense particle clouds. His hands moved surely over the controls. Every instinct was on high alert. The nebula teemed with unique and sometimes hostile spaceborne life. Giant, crystalline creatures drifted silently through the void, their forms shimmering. Some of these colossal beings were passive, ancient wanderers of the dark. Others, however, were fiercely territorial. One such creature with razor-sharp edges attempted to latch onto the S hull. Jax executed a daring high-gravity turn. Lyra, meanwhile, worked to shield their delicate external sensor equipment from energy feedback. Teamwork was essential for survival here. After what felt like an eternity, they broke through the densest part of the nebula. A breathtaking sight greeted them. A single, vibrant planet hung in the blackness. It glowed with a soft, ethereal luminescence. This had to be Celestia, yet as they drew closer they noticed a creeping shadow. It seemed to be slowly spreading across the planet's surface. The failing light of the heart crystal was visible even from orbit. Celestia was beautiful but undeniably fragile and in grave danger. Their mission was urgent. Jax carefully landed near a towering ancient temple structure. The atmosphere on Celestia was breathable. The air carried a faint sweet scent like blooming night flowers. However, an unsettling silence permeated the world. No birdsong echoed through the alien forests, no creatures rustled in the undergrowth. The vibrant plant life looked strangely withered in patches. The encroaching shadow they had observed from orbit was more apparent here. It seemed to be draining the very life force from the planet. Inside the grand temple, they discovered intricate and beautiful murals. These colorful artworks lined the ancient stone walls. They depicted a serene, technologically advanced civilization. These were the Celestians. The murals showed them living in harmony with their world. The central focus of many scenes was the heart crystal. It was portrayed as a massive, brilliantly glowing gem. This crystal powered their elegant cities and sustained the planet's lush ecosystems. But the later murals depicted a troubling change. The crystal was shown dimming, its light fading. Lyra, with her keen eye for detail, noticed a subtle anomaly in one mural. "Jax, look here," she called out, tracing a faint seam. It was a cleverly hidden passage. The passage spiraled downwards, leading deep beneath the planet's surface. It seemed to be heading towards Celestia's core. The air grew colder as they descended. The passage was not unguarded. It was filled with ancient traps designed to deter intruders. Laser grids and pressure-sensitive plates tested their reflexes. Jax used his technical skills to disable several of the sophisticated traps. His movements were precise and efficient. Lyra, meanwhile, deciphered the archaic warning symbols etched into the walls. Her linguistic talents guided them past glyphs that hinted at a slumbering guardian. They worked together seamlessly, their partnership honed by countless adventures. Finally, they reached a colossal cavern. In its center, the heart crystal pulsed with a faint, struggling light. It was visibly fractured, and a dark, shadowy entity clung to it, leeching its energy. The moment they entered the cavern, the shadow entity stirred. It was a being of pure darkness, formless and terrifying. It sensed their presence immediately. Tendrils of shadow lashed out, striking towards Jax and Lyra. Jax fired his energy blaster. Lyra unleashed a pulse from her sonic disruptor. Their standard weapons, however, seemed to pass right through the ethereal being. It was not a physical enemy. They needed a different approach, and they needed it fast. The entity hissed, a sound that chilled them to the bone. Lyra's mind raced, recalling the details from the temple murals. The Celestians had revered light and sound. The heart crystal itself was depicted as a powerful resonator. "Jax, the ship's main communications dish," she exclaimed suddenly. The murals showed them using focused harmonics. Jax understood her plan instantly. It was a long shot, incredibly risky, but it was their only hope to save the crystal and Celestia. Every second counted as the crystal dimmed further. This was their one chance. Jax sprinted back to the... He worked furiously, rerouting auxiliary power to the main comms dish. He needed to create a powerful, focused sonic beam. Lyra remained in the cavern, studying the heart crystal's faint flickering light. She carefully identified a subtle resonant frequency within its fading glow. She relayed the precise coordinates and frequency to Jax via their comlinks. He aimed the dish towards the cavern's wide opening. He took a deep breath. The timing had to be absolutely perfect for this to work. With a surge of power, Jax fired a concentrated sonic pulse. The cavern was instantly flooded with an overwhelming wave of sound and pure light. The shadow entity shrieked, a sound of pure agony. It recoiled violently from the heart crystal. The focused harmonics were tearing it apart. It thrashed for a moment, then dissolved into nothingness. The heart crystal, freed from its parasitic burden, began to glow brighter. A warm, vibrant light spread through the cavern. Life would slowly return to Celestia. As Jax and Lyra prepared to depart, a new, unwelcome signal flashed on their console. A notorious pirate frequency. Their next challenge was already waiting.